Hey y'all, I'm working with a very common type of engine known as a four-stroke engine.
Now, who are these two people? Well, the one on the right, or the one with the more evident tie, is Nicholas Otto, and the one on the left, or the one with the whiter beard, is Eugen Langen. Now, you may be wondering why I'm showing you these two fine-looking young men in black and white photographs. I know it's very hard for me to put this, but they were both German engineers who are known for inventing the four-stroke engine. And again, why is that important? To understand that, you've got to know a bit of history. You see, before 1876, which was the year the four-stroke engine was invented, the best engine that existed, known as a Lenoir engine, only operated at 4% efficiency. For that to make sense, let's say 100 units of gas entered an engine cylinder, or the place where the air and fuel gets initially trapped. Out of those 100 units, only 4 of them were converted to energy for a vehicle to operate. The remaining 96 units were released to its surroundings. However, with a four-stroke engine, almost 20% of the energy input is transformed into work a vehicle can undergo. While that still kind of sucks for the environment, the four-stroke engine increased the efficiency of a vehicle by almost 5 times. Now that's impressive. For you to understand more about this revolutionary change, here are the 4 steps of a four-stroke engine. First is intake. Here, the valve on the right, also known as the intake valve, is open so that the piston, or the thing that moves in the tank, can suck in air and fuel. After this step, the piston moves from the top to bottom. Second is compression. Here, the valves on the right and left, also known as the intake and the exhaust valves, are now closed. The piston compresses the air and fuel by going up, causing an ignition. Third is power. At this step, the piston goes back down, converting the thermal energy, or energy due to heat from the gasoline, to mechanical work, or energy that makes the vehicle move. And fourth is exhaust. In this step, the valve on the left, or the exhaust valve, opens for the remaining air and fuel to be released as heat to the surroundings. Here's a quick animation of the four-stroke engine. First is the intake, second is compression, third is power, and fourth is exhaust. Let's move on to the diesel engine. This type of engine was invented by the man Rudolf Diesel himself, who was a German engineer just after Otto and Langen. Another German engineer? Wow! I know, Germans contributed lots to the rise of the automobile. Now, getting back to Diesel. His first prototype using the newly designed diesel engine came out in 1893. Like Otto and Langen, Diesel thought of this invention to grant smaller companies a way to compete over larger ones by giving them a different source of fuel supply. And Diesel's invention, again like Otto and Langen's, further increased the efficiency of automobiles, but this time to almost up to 40% efficiency. Now that's even more impressive. Now here's how a diesel engine operates. First is intake, where air, just air, not fuel, enters the cylinder. Then the piston compresses the air by about 20 times less than the original volume. For example, let's say the volume of air initially in the cylinder is 20 liters. After the air is compressed, the volume would decrease to 1 liter. Just imagine how compact the air would be. With the piston here compressed more than the piston in the four-stroke engine, the pressure here is greater, and according to Gay-Lussac's law, as pressure increases, temperature increases. Or according to the formula, pressure, P, is directly proportional, the alpha symbol, to temperature, T. So, in a diesel engine, the temperature inside the cylinder is greater, which would generate more heat. Next, or third, through an electronic fuel injection system, which determines how much fuel to inject into the engine, fuel is sprayed into the cylinder. Fourth, because the air already trapped inside the cylinder is so hot, the fuel spontaneously lights, which means that a spark plug isn't required, causing the piston to temporarily fly out, not literally speaking, and exit the cylinder. This step converts thermal energy from the gas to mechanical work that can be done by the car, or any vehicle for that matter. Lastly, the piston goes back into the cylinder and releases thermal energy to the surrounding through the exhaust. So, the biggest difference between the four-stroke and diesel is that in diesel, the air and fuel enter the cylinder at different times rather than at the same time. At this point, you might be wondering which engine is better, the four-stroke or the diesel. To have a say on that, we need to compare the efficiencies of both the engines. While we don't have a specific numbers here to compare the efficiency ratings, I'll tell you that diesel is more efficient. But why? The reason is that diesel compresses the fuel more than the four-stroke engine does, making it burn more completely with the air for a vehicle to do more work. And that's enough for today. Thank you.